Back on the Rob Dibbles Show with Ben Darnell in your afternoon drive time to do Daily Pickle, talk some MLB. Let's do All Star Voting and see who we would like and what kind of team we would pick. The top overall vote getters right now today are in the American League, Shohei Ohtani, which is kind of shocking. 2.6 million, 46,307 votes. Ronald Acuna Jr. is blowing him away at 3,082,600 votes. Outfielder for the Atlanta Braves. Both having spectacular MVP seasons, but I would think that Shohei Ohtani, with 270 million people that live in, actually, I think it's less. I think it's,
we just looked this
190 million in Japan would give him a few more votes, just like Ichiro years ago in 2001. He led online voting and the regular voting. But let's start at first base in the American League.
So are we in the phase two right now?
We're in the phase two right now. Actually, we'll start a catcher. It's Adley Rutschman and Jonah Heim are in first and second place for the starters in the American League. Both having great seasons. Both have 10 home runs. Both just playing really well. Both teams having really good seasons. But the Texas Rangers are in first place right now. Do you care? Or do you think that Adley Rutschman should start?
Adley Rutschman should start. I think he is on a very good team, the Jonah Heim, but I don't think that his stats compare. And well, they're right there. They both have 10 home runs, right around 30 RBI. But I think this Adley Rutschman really is a star. He is going to be more of a star in the future as well. He's so young. I mean, he just showed up to the show. So I think you're going to see more votes for Adley Rutschman beyond 2023. I'm putting the Orioles catcher on my team.
This is the way I kind of look at it. Pitching-wise, right now the Texas Rangers are ahead of the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles have a 4.24 ERA. The Texas Rangers have a 3.8 ERA. So as far as game calling goes, I got to give that to Heim.
Yeah.
Jonah Heim
with
right now the Rangers are 47-31, the Baltimore Orioles 48-29. But I look at the overall statistics. But you can argue with me that the Baltimore Orioles are in the toughest division in baseball. I think the second toughest division is the American League West.
Yeah,
I think you've got the Astros in that division. The Seattle Mariners are in that division. So I don't know. I think it's a push. I would think Rutschman because he probably gets more national love, but both guys are having amazing seasons.
I agree. I don't think you can go wrong either way, but I just think you're going to see Adley Rutschman on this ballot for years to come.
All right, Vlad Guerrero Jr. versus Yandy Diaz of the Rays. Obviously, they're in the same division. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is coming off an MVP season. Who is your starting first baseman for the American League?
It's hard to go against Vladdy Jr., but Yandy Diaz is having a year, man. Yandy Diaz is over 300 with his batting average. His OPS is .922. He's got 38 ribbies right now. Mm-hmm. I know Vlad Guerrero Jr. is he's putting the runners
49
across
ribbies,
too. 49 RBI, 11 home runs already for Vladdy Jr. Again, I'm going to go with Yandy Diaz might not be in this talk next year. I think Vlad Guerrero Jr. is going to be in this talk for the next 10.
I agree. I think Vlad Guerrero Jr., if he continues for the next 15 years like this, he's a Hall of Famer like his father.
Right.
Yandy, if he makes the team, it'll be his first ever All-Star appearance at 31 years old. Marcus Semien of the Rangers versus Whit Merrifield of the Blue Jays. This is kind of a no-brainer, but I'll let you start. Rangers having an amazing season. Semien scored 62 runs right now.
End of story.
Exactly.
Right end of story. He scored 62 runs. He is. I think he is leading the Rangers in their lineup. I know he's a little bit older than some of these guys, but I think he is one of the biggest reasons that the Rangers are having constant success.
Two older players. Yeah. Semien really came on the scene the last couple of years. Merrifield's one of the best hitters in the American League. He's hitting close to 300, bases. And he's got 18 stolen bases. It's kind of for Simeon to be his second All-Star appearance, that's shocking to me. For Merrifield, I think this would be his first. No, actually, he's looking for his third, All-Star nod. So both guys underrepresented as far as going to All-Star games. I got to go with Simeon.
Yeah, I'm going with Simeon too, and I think we're going to run into a lot of former Oakland Athletics.
It's shocking to me that the A's have allowed this to happen, because this next one again is going to be some more Oakland Athletics. Matt Chapman versus Josh Young of the Texas Rangers. Rangers in first place in the American League West, which is shocking, not shocking with their payroll being right around 8 or 9. We went over this the other day, but at the same time, Blue Jays have a high payroll. Matt Chapman is a Gold Glove third baseman. Young is one of the best rookies in Major League Baseball. 15 home runs and 44 driven in. Right now, Chapman is a Gold Glove third baseman at 30 with 10 home runs and 25 doubles.
Yeah, 25 doubles leading the AL, but I'd like this young kid. Young. I like this young kid. I think his stats, honestly, are a little bit better than old Matt Chapman. I do like Matt Chapman's defense, but I don't know. I'm going with Josh Young. I like Josh Young. A lot of Toronto and Texas, man. A lot of Toronto and Texas.
If we're going by hair, I give the nod immediately to Bo Bichette. Probably has some of the nicest hair in the major leagues.
Is this another Blue Jays-Rangers showdown?
Blue Jays-Rangers showdown. Bo Bichette, the son of Dante Bichette. And Corey Seager is the $350 million guy that the Rangers signed a few years ago off of the L.A. Dodgers, which was a coup in itself. Yeah. But all right, so Bo Bichette's 25 years young. We saw him come through here in the minor leagues and play in Hartford. Unbelievable season right now. Leads the American League in hits with 106, hitting 318 with 14 home runs. Seager has missed a little bit of time this year, but he's hitting 349 with 10 home runs and a 1,028 OPS. Who do you like as your starter?
Corey Seager. I really do like Corey Seager.
I go against you. I go Bo Bichette.
Yeah, you love that.
I want Vladdy and Bo Bichette in my.
I like me some Bo Bichette. The
So
problem
you could have Simeon and Seager at shortstop and second base.
I know.
For the Texas Rangers.
I know.
Or you could have first base and shortstop from the Toronto Blue Jays.
Give me the older players from the Rangers. I want Corey Seager. I think if Corey Seager keeps it up, he's not going to get the MVP, but he's going to get votes for MVP.
This is crazy right here because I've got a lot of different thoughts on this, but we'll just give you right now phase 2 of the balloting for starting outfield. You've got Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, Randy Rosarina, Yordan Alvarez, who's missed time like Judge, Kevin Kiermaier, who's actually having a great offensive season for the Toronto Blue Jays since leaving the Rays, and then Adolis Garcia of the Rangers is having an amazing season. So your thoughts on what 3 should start in the outfield for the American League?
All I know is a Rosarina cannot not be in this lineup. Like a Randy Rosarina to me is head and shoulders above all those guys, especially when you factor in the time lost and time missed. You know how I feel about Aaron Judge. If Aaron Judge is ready to go, Aaron Judge is in this lineup. He's in the outfield. But I cannot deny Randy Rosarina a spot as a starter in outfield for the AL. No
I think
way.
Mike Trout, he's looking for his 11th straight All-Star nod, should be your starter in center field. Yeah. Then you work around that. As far as Aaron Judge and 62 home runs, that puts him in my outfield. So now it's an argument between Randy, Yordan, Kevin, and Adolis. I don't know. I want to see the big 6'7" dude. I put Yordan Alvarez out there, but he's missed a lot of time this season. But what he did for the Houston Astros in winning a World Series, I think he kind of earned it. And I'm going back to my era where you kind of went back a season to pick your All-Stars for the next season. But if you're going to pick a guy based on this first half, it's Randy Rosarina. Those Tampa Bay Rays are nothing without that guy's bat in the lineup. What he did in the WBC, what he's done in the postseason the last few years for Tampa Bay makes him a perennial all-star as far as I'm concerned. But when you're talking starters and you're on that first baseline or third baseline, I've got to have Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, and a third guy And that's the toughest pick, I think, for the American League starters.
Those injuries are really going to come into play at the end here. But yeah, I love Randy Rosarina. I think he does a little bit of everything. 5-tool for this team, and I hope that he stays on the Tampa Bay Rays, and it's just somebody they build around for years to come.
All right, so the Los Angeles Dodgers are not the best team in their division this year. The Atlanta Braves are the best team in their division in the National League East. It's Sean Murphy, another Oakland Athletic, against Will Smith of the Dodgers to see who's the starting catcher for the National League. Your pick.
Sean Murphy. I'm laughing at the Oakland A's thing. It's like, gosh, this team just did not want to win baseball games.
No, we wanted to move to Vegas. We stripped this team bare, and we wanted to move to Vegas. I'm Sean Murphy fan, too, although Will Smith is having a fantastic year. Had a huge home run the other night on Sunday Night Baseball, but they still lost the game. But when you come over and you're kicking Travis d'Arnaud, who's an excellent catcher in his own right, to the Braves, to the bench because you're hitting so well and you're catching so well, the 28-year-old Sean Murphy, I think, deserves to start that game.
It would be his first career All-Star.
This is a absolute
splitting hairs.
Yeah, this is amazing. The guy who took over for the guy that he's up against for the All-Star game, Freddie Freeman, just got his 2000th hit. Former Braves All-Star first baseman, helped them win a world championship a couple years ago, versus Matt Olson, the former Oakland Athletic, who was traded, and then you brought in Sean Murphy this offseason. Matt Olson has been absolutely lights out, one of the best players on the Braves since he joined the Atlanta Braves. So Freddie Freeman versus Matt Olson, who should start for the National League at first base?
This is painful, but Matt Olson. I think Freddie Freeman is such an ambassador for the sport and for Major League Baseball in general. But, dude,
he's leading the major leagues in home runs with 25 and he got 60 ribbies.
You can't deny that. You can't deny that. Matt Olson has to get the start this year.
Love me some Freddie Freeman, but damn it, the youngster is kicking you to the curb, Freddie. You're going to make your 7th All-Star selection and your 5th in a row, but I don't see you starting.
I don't think so either.
Guy hitting .399 versus a guy that is a unbelievable middle infielder for the Atlanta Braves. Louis Arise. I apologize. Louis Arise.
He has a rise.
Versus Ozzie Albies for the Atlanta Braves.
Ozzie's having a great season. He's over 50 RBI for that team, but a guy is
One guy is pushing 480 games in.
There is going to be a part of this season where we are cutting in for Louis Arise at bats, and I don't think you're going to have that with Ozzie Albies. You got to get this guy in the All-Star game, make him a starter.
Already has 111 hits, and he's looking to be a 2-time All-Star. But like you said, Albies 18 jacks for this little dude with 55 RBIs shows you what a quick bat and strong guy he is.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, they're both great.
That's tough.
I
don't want to have to pick between those two guys. All right, the awful, terrible Cardinals.
The worst.
Third baseman is a future Hall of Famer, Nolan Arenado, versus Austin Riley, who is having an unbelievable season. Hitting in the middle of that lineup as the number 4 hitter for the Atlanta Braves. Who do you like?
I don't know on this one. Like I guess I give the nod to Arenado just because he's almost 30 points ahead in batting average. Home runs are tied, but
he only had 2 home runs by the end of May.
And I don't know what kind of, at-bats he's getting being on this loser team. Like, is he getting scrap at-bats?
He's not getting a lot of protection. Let's put it that way. He and Goldschmidt are it.
Right. I say flip a coin on this one. I don't know who.
I go with Austin Riley. I go with the first-place team.
Yeah.
Orlando Arcia
this
versus Francisco Lindor. Lindor is obviously your flashy guy, but he's still not the same guy that was hitting, 300 with the Cleveland Guardians. He's hitting well below that, but he does have 15 home runs, 9 steals, and gives you I watched him make an unbelievable play last night playing short for the New York Mets. So it's Lindor versus the 28-year-old who is looking to be a first-time All-Star.
Honestly, I think Arcia deserves it. But putting on my put butts in the seat hat on, I got to have a star at shortstop. And I don't know how many people even know Orlando Arcia even exists. I think his family knows that he plays for the Braves. Everyone else is like, who? Give me Francisco Lindor. Let's sell some tickets. Put him at shortstop.
One of the biggest mistakes the Boston Red Sox made this offseason was Xander Bogaerts. The other mistake was J.D. Martinez. J.D. Martinez as a DH for the Los Angeles Dodgers has 16 home runs and a .555 slugging and an .856 OPS. He is looking for his fifth straight All-Star nod over the guy that came back in 5 months from Tommy John surgery and has been unbelievable since May, hitting .286 in 45 games. Who do you like? 8-time All-Star Bryce Harper or fifth in a row J.D. Martinez?
I think we may disagree on this one, but I just have a lot of respect for Bryce Harper doing what he's doing and trying to get his team in position to actually win a World Series or at least get back in the playoffs and have a chance like last year. I think J.D. is raking and is one of the best bats in the league once again. I love the story, man. Give me the story. Give me Bryce Harper. I know you're going to go opposite.
No, I'm not.
Really?
I think JD's going to make the All-Star team, but Bryce Harper, like you said, sacrificing, I think, years at the end of his career for what he's doing right here. Yes, he's going to be financially set, but this guy, probably will come short on a few different records that he may approach because of doing this. But I like Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper, like you said, if we're going to put butts in the seats. But I will say J.D. Martinez is the best right-handed hitter I've seen since Manny Ramirez or Edgar Martinez. And so J.D. for me is just a when you say professional, I mean that in all sense of the word of how he prepares for hitting a baseball, how he carries himself off the field. He's a gentleman. But Bryce Harper is going to put butts in the seats, so I say Bryce Harper.
Yeah, totally agree.
All right, finally, we won't even get into the pitchers because we don't have time, but at your outfield is Mookie Betts, Corbin Carroll, Lourdes Gurriel, and Michael Harris. Not as many as the American League, but still formidable.
Well, you'll have Acuna Jr. in one of those spots getting the lead vote. So out of these guys, you got to give me Mook, man. Come on. Mookie's on this starting role.
Mookie is one of my perennial all-stars. I got to go with Corbin Carroll from the D-backs. He's having a career year. He is unbelievable. But I've said this all year. Lourdes Gurriel has carried them with the veteran leadership.
I agree.
Michael Harris is going to be an all-star for many, many years with the Atlanta Braves. But I'll go with Betts, Carroll, and Acuna Jr. in the outfield.
Tell you what, if we're just basing things off of all-star players, Rangers, Blue Jays, Dodgers, Braves, they've got some really good teams, really good players.
Not talking about a lot of Mets other than Lindor in my starting lineup. All right.